Welcome back to a brand new episode of Mastering Programming. In today's episode, I'll show you something really cool, or at least something that I think really cool, and that is how to integrate Spline projects into your Xcode. Now, it's actually very easy. It's completely for free. You'll just have that logo over here. And as you can see, I've got a Spline project running here. Now, the sensitivity is a little bit off. You can sort of like control your speed or go super fast. This is just a very simple project that I created. It was actually a template, and it was from Spline. You can see that I can move around. I can sort of move the camera around. I can also jump. And the best thing about this is that if I change or rotate my phone, the screen or the Spline project automatically adjusts to match that. Now, because I am in the simulator, it is a little bit laggy, as you can see, and like some of the buttons are a bit off, but if you're using it on a real device, it works perfectly. Now, I'm gonna change it back into the normal position, and let's go ahead and actually implement this. So the Spline project is over here. This works exactly the same for any Spline project. Like, it doesn't need to be anything special. You don't need to make any extra preparations. This is the one that I use, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on it. Now you can see it's a very simple project. Honestly, it was just a template. I didn't even really do anything. And if I click on play, you can see that it's exactly how I showed you on the simulator. Now, the best thing about this is that when you're on a computer, it automatically picks up on your keyboard and mouse and so on. But once I move to a mobile device, you can see that it automatically, by the way, I didn't do anything here, implements your touch as if you're on a mobile device. Now, the one thing that we need to do is we need to go over here and click on export. And there are so many other options on how you can do this. For example, you can have it as a code export. However, you might need to upgrade in order to actually do this. SwiftUI at the moment, it's just not supported. Here are the languages supported. You've got 3, Vanilla, Next, and React 3 Fiber. If you go to Apple platforms, at the moment you can, but I think you need to upgrade in order to download the library or something like that. I'm not actually too sure why we cannot straight away do it. However, the good news is that, and also in Play settings, you can do things like adjusting how you want the users to, like the touch screen basically controls. But regardless, the good news is that if you go to public URL and you copy the link and you paste it in your browser, or even airdrop it to your phone or anything like that, the project loads fully and you can just publish it that way. Now, why is that good news? The reason this is such good news is because we can actually implement a web view inside of Xcode, and that way we can implement this project into any app that you want, basically. So what I will do is I'm gonna go ahead and copy this, and I'll just close it because it keeps playing music. I'll open my Xcode project. For now, just for now, I'm going to be putting a comment with the URL over here just so I don't lose it. And we're going to be implementing a web view that will allow us to implement the project or the Spline game into our mobile app. So the first thing we need to do is import something called WebKit. WebKit allows us to deal with web views. You can actually integrate or implement or embed, any web view you want. It doesn't have to be the game. And what we need to do is we need to create a structure called WebView wrapper. So I will do WebView wrapper just like this. It will be of type UI view representable. So I'll say UI view representable, just like this. And we'll open and close the zigzag bracket. Inside of here, we are going to say let URL equal type URL. Oops, sorry. That's all it is. And inside of here, we're going to have 2 functions. The first one is going to be function. It will be called make UI view, just like this. And you can actually leave everything exactly the same, except for here, we know what kind of view it is, so there's no reason to just say it as some UI view. It can be WK web view, just like this. And inside of here, we're going to be returning that view. So we can just say return WK web view and open and close a bracket, just like this. Don't worry if this is giving you an error, we'll fix that in a second. We'll create another function, and this one will be update UI view. Now inside of here, instead of saying UI view, it will be web view. So I'm going to select it and I'll say web view, just like this. Here will be WK web view, that's fine. Context, it will be context. And then inside of here, we are going to say let request equal to URL request, just like this. And then inside of here, we're going to pass that URL from over here. So I'll just simply say, oops, URL, like this. Now notice how, as of now, we shouldn't be having any errors. Yes, that's correct. But there's one more thing that we need to do in this function. And that is we need to actually load that request. So I'm going to say webview.load. And inside of here, I will pass in that request, just like this. We'll just give it a second for it to load. And yep, we don't have any errors. So now the only thing left is to actually use this wrapper that we just created in our view. So what I'll do is I'll remove that VStack entirely, just like this. And inside of here, all we need to do is we need to say web view wrapper, which we just created over here. Open a bracket, and inside of here, we just need to pass that URL. Now, naturally, it expects something of type URL, so I just like to do URL. And then inside of here, I say string. And then we will finally pass that string that we have over here. And we are getting an error. I think we know that this will always exist, so we can do that. There we go. Amazing. So the game already loads, or the web view already loads, but I don't like how the top and the bottom sort of cropped out. So what we can do is we can add something called edges ignoring safe area, which means it will stretch throughout. So I'll say dot edges ignoring safe area, and here I'll say all. And you should notice that now the entire screen is filled up with the UI of the game. Now again, just remember, we're running this through Xcode itself, so it will be laggy. But then if I go ahead and run this, so the app is running up, and as you can see, straight away we're in the game. I'm not sure if you can hear this or not, but there's also audio of the game. I can move myself around, can do everything. I can move the camera, as I told you, oops, and I can jump. And the best thing is, again, it's a web view, so it's as if you're dealing with it on your phone. You can change this, and the UI will automatically adjust to support the new dimensions of the app. Now, again, just remember, because this is a view inside of SwiftUI, all your controls in SwiftUI are still working. So if you want to add a button on top of this layer, or you want to add text or anything like that, you can definitely do that. All you need to do is implement this in a VStack or a HStack, and then add the element that you would like. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this Spline/Xcode tutorial, and I hope that you have a project that you're working on and you want to share it around. If you do, link it in the comments below. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you in the next episode.